for boring. Where you can feast with the nectar of the gods. You'll always have a seat at Norse Hall.
Welcome everybody to Top Dog Coverage, where you find some of the greatest football news, football stadiums. Sometimes we go to stadiums. Football action, football statistics, football breakdowns, predictions, you name it, we got it. If you have not started to follow us yet, please do follow us at Top Dog Coverage on all platforms. So that's TOPDAWG Coverage on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And I'm here with my boy, C-Dub. C-Dub, what is going on, my friend?
What's up? What's up? Another beautiful day.
Another beautiful day. How close are we?
Ooh, 9 days?
9 days?
I think. Thursday's 7, so yeah.
Wow. Before you know it, man, right?
Yeah, next week, baby.
Next week, baby. And then all of a sudden it's here and that's it.
We got college football this weekend. I mean, week 0 was last week, so week 1 officially starts.
Yeah, and look, there's been a lot happening. Everybody knows that the 53-man roster cut down is done. It's over with. And I mean, tell me if I'm wrong.
As the time of this recording, yes.
I mean, tell me if I'm wrong though. Like, I've never seen so many trades within the past couple days.
Yeah, it just seems like instead of releasing guys, they're trying to get wherever they can, or people are keeping good tabs on the depth around the league. And
Yeah.
it's all trench work. It's all offensive line, defensive line. So,
and depth guys too, you know?
Yeah.
And it's weird. Some of them are actually letting go of their 7th round, 6th round picks, like quarterbacks and, you know, whomever. It doesn't matter, but they're letting them go. And I'm just like,
yeah,
it's
a lot
wild.
of draft picks within the last 2 years, even as early as this year, were released, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But
so what we're going to be talking about today was we're going to add another 2 teams onto the Wheel of Destiny. Whatever the Wheel of Destiny decides it should pick for us, that is the 2 teams that we always pick. We highlight camp battles, or I mean, at this point, it's not camp anymore, but practice battles. I mean, who's going to get what now? Who's going to make, who's going to take the starting roles, and the prediction for each team. So before we do that, though, we need to jump into some jump into the news, baby. So,
who is it sponsored by?
It is sponsored by Norse-Hall.com. If you guys want some hot sauce, some mead, go to Norse-Hall.com. And sooner or later, you guys don't know this, but now you will. We will have our hot sauce hotline. When we start going live, we're going to be having our hot sauce hotline. So our Norse Hall hotline, and that's where we're going to have some hot takes, bring some guests on, and sooner or later, once we get this ball rocking and rolling and snowballing,
could one call it a Norse line?
We could call it a Norse line. We could. And if you want some really, really good tunes, maybe to help you out, maybe you're an artist, maybe you have a show as well, look up FGM Label, First God Movement Label, on Instagram. Let them know we sent you, and you can get some awesome, awesome tunes. But you know what else is awesome? Trey Hendrickson. The saga in Cincinnati has reached a conclusion for 2025. With less than 2 weeks remaining before the Bengals opener, a deal is in place. Hendrickson and the Bengals are in agreement on a revised contract. It appears the endless chapter is complete. The sides agreed on what will be a $14 million 2025 pay raise, and adding the ninth year veteran will make adding the ninth year veteran will make $30 million this year. While this is a short-term win for Hendricks, the Bengals' preference for a one-year guarantee, reminding of previous Hendrickson re-up, appears to have won out. This is certainly good news for the Bengals. Hendrickson is expected to play Week 1.
Very nice. But, I mean, that Bengals defense needs all the help they can get. So getting the two-time NFL sack leader back it's great for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, on top of that, another chapter closed. So the stare down between Terry McLaurin and the Washington Commanders also came to a close. So the team and McLaurin have agreed to a 3-year extension, as first reported by Jordan Schultz. So the new deal is worth a little over $96 million. So as a result, he is now on the books through 2028. So this pact also contains a $30 million signing bonus, according to Tom Pelissero of New York NFL Network. So essentially, he kind of did a hold in. I think he had an injury. He was there the entire time. He just wasn't practicing, but he is now officially signed until 2028, and now has an average annual value of $32 million per year, which slots him in right at tied for sixth amongst receivers, falling just short of DK Metcalf's and Steelers extension.
Nice. So he will be in Week 1 as well.
Yep.
All right, everything's going right back into place. And speaking of going into place, the Raiders acquired Kenny Pickett from the Browns. Okay, the Raiders have landed on a new backup for Geno Smith. The team is acquiring Kenny Pickett from the Browns, according to Adam Schefter. Cleveland will be receiving a 2026 fifth-round pick in return. This is a natural move for both organizations. Raiders have been hunting for a new backup quarterback since Aiden O'Connell suffered a fractured wrist that will sideline him for the next 6 to 8 weeks. Meanwhile, the Browns were looking to clear up their QB jam, and despite the GM Andrew Berry may have signaled yesterday. So the Raiders' only other option behind Smith was rookie 6th-round pick Cam Miller, so it seemed like only a matter of time before Las Vegas landed a veteran signal caller. And in comes Pickett, who was pivoted to the backup phase of his career. A former first-round pick, the Pittsburgh product failed to live up to the draft billing with the Steelers. He went 14-10 in his 24 starts with the organization, but only tossed 13 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. So when the Steelers revamped their QB depth chart last season, Pickett requested a trade and was promptly sent to Philly to be Jalen Hurts' backup.
So it's going to have a little bit of deja vu here. But the Philadelphia Eagles also made a move with the Minnesota Vikings. So they have announced they have traded for quarterback Sam Howell. So the Vikings traded Sam Howell and a 2026 6th-round pick to the Eagles, per Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport of NFL Network. In exchange, Minnesota will receive a 5th and 7th-round choice in 2026. On top of that, Adam Scheffler reported that Carson Wentz is going to be signed by the Minnesota Vikings due to his familiarity with the offense over there, with the staff, Kevin O'Connell. So they brought Wentz back from free agency, ready to roll, be the backup for McCarthy.
So many moving parts right now. I've never seen it like this before. This is like, it's the turning of a new leaf of just trading 6th-round picks for 7th-round picks and swapping 7th-round picks and swapping 6th-round picks just for depth chart guys. And like, it's getting wild.
Yeah. Well, Minnesota needed to recoup a lot of their picks because they traded a lot of them and the deals when they moved up for McCarthy, when they moved up for Dallas Turner. So they didn't really have too much draft capital. So
no, they only have 3-4 picks last year's draft.
Yeah. So
yeah. Well, that is that. But that is the news. That's all we got for you today, because if we went through every single trade and everything, you guys would be sick of hearing our voice by now. But let's get into the fun stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Everybody likes the what? Everybody likes...
Is it wheel?
baby.
Is the wheel?
The will. The will. I will. Spin the wheel.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
All right.
It's dwindling here.
Yes, it is. I think we start with the AFC today, right?
Sure. Sounds
I
good.
believe so, because I think I started with the NFC last time. I think it's going to be the Jets, so I believe it's got to be the Colts, probably. That.
I think it's going to be Tennessee.
Okay.
We're going to get some Cam Ward action today.
All right, let's do it. Oh.
Okay. Little Pittsburgh.
Little Steelers action.
Yeah,
I like it.
Okay.
And that is done with the
AFC North.
AFC North is
We
done.
completed a division.
We have completed the division.
There we go.
All right. You know what? I think we're gonna go 2 for 2 today, and I think the Chicago Bears.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go 49ers then.
All right. Let's do this.
Ooh. Giants.
Oh.
No way.
That was a slow mover, my friend.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna stop on the Giants.
Well, the dream has ended, my friend.
Yep.
We were trying so hard, but
And
I thought
that was pretty close at the end. I mean, go back to it. Let's see that. I want to see the. Show me the wheel. Just click done. Can you click done? Yeah, look at that's pointing towards the Giants, dude. We gotta throw a challenge flag, bro.
A challenge for all right.
Like, you can't tell me that's not on the Giants line.
I mean, who's on? I mean, if there's heaven and hell, and you can't be lukewarm, who owns the fence? The devil.
I think it's
time for a respin.
Yeah, I think it's too close to call, man. I'm not trying to. See, that's defined.
That is defined. Yeah, Washington. Okay.
Yeah, no fence riding here.
That was right. That was right on the line. Okay.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You can't be doing that.
Our
Washington and Pittsburgh. Two glorious, awesome, longtime franchises, right? Been around since Nam.
Since Nam. So you want to go to You want to go to the Steelers first?
Yeah, we can do Steelers first.
Okay. So yeah, starting off with them. Obviously, we know that right off the bat they got the quarterback is pretty much solidified. And with that, hold on, just trying to find it. There we go. All right, good.
Yeah, it's by some guy by the name of Rages.
Yeah, I mean, so they made a couple signings. They got DK Metcalf in here from Seattle, so we know that
trade.
Big time trade. And so their wide receiver room is looking 2 speedsters and actually, well, I mean,
can I just throw something out there that I don't know if it's out there or anything like that?
Shoot.
I mean, you got DK and the Minions here. None of these receivers are over 6 foot.
No.
Outside of DK. Like maybe Brandon Johnson, but Scotty Miller, Roman Wilson, Calvin Austin.
Calvin Austin's 5'8", 162 pounds. I weigh more than him.
You got DK and the Minions, bro.
Yeah.
As your starting receivers. But
then if you look at the tight end spot, you got Freiermuth, who's 6'5", 260. And then you got Jonnu Smith, who's 6'3", 250.
You got Darnell Washington, who should be a lineman.
Yeah, it's 6'7", 265. And Howard Connor, actually, he's 5'11", 230. But he's the kind of the fullback. But I mean,
that's my nickname for the Steelers receiving core is DK and the Minions this year.
DK and the Minions. Okay, fair. I mean, to me, the biggest look here is the running back room, right? We all know that Jaylen Warren is pretty much solidified in here, like on the team. He's a good pass catcher. He showed a lot what he could do with the
I
past
think
few
he's the
years.
starter this year.
But then you grab Caleb Johnson, and third rounder coming out of Iowa, 6'1", 225, good sized body. Like he showed that he can put it on him. You know what I mean? He's a great back. He has a lot of power. And then they signed Kenneth Gainwell as well, and also they signed Trey Sermon. So it's a lot of names back there, and I would like to imagine, like you said, that Jaylen Warren is the starter back here, but for how long?
Well, it's very telling during the preseason action because he always rested with the starters, and
Mm-hmm.
he didn't have to play out there. And Caleb Johnson was playing well into the third and fourth quarters,
Yeah.
so he's running with a lot with the third team. So
Yeah.
based on a lot of some of the stuff that I've heard is obviously Jaylen Warren getting a lot of starter work, but you also have Kenneth Gainwell playing on some third downs.
Yeah.
So I think it could be later in the season where Caleb Johnson gets his opportunity. So it could be more of a back half stash, if you will.
Yeah, that's fair. And
So it's a very fascinating running back room.
it is. It really is, actually. You got more than enough depth and more than enough talent, I would say, at that point as well, So,
Absolutely.
and especially for a team, an organization that is very nitty-gritty, old school football that wants to do what they want to do, So,
Yeah.
and that's just kind of what it is.
How about
And
this offensive line? Like from center to right tackle, all members of your 2024 draft class.
yeah.
So you have your second rounder with Zach Frazier. You had your fourth rounder and Mason McCormick at guard, and your first
Mm-hmm.
round pick Troy Fatanu you took in the first round. And I believe one of the big things with all these guys was kind of injury concerns heading into the
Mm-hmm.
draft last year. And lo and behold, I believe they all got hurt last year.
Yeah.
Crazy,
Yeah.
but it'll be how this offensive line can hold up and protect Rodgers will be vital for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year.
Yeah, if he could stay up on his feet, man, that's kind of what it is, right? But
He could still play. Like, let's be real. I mean, it didn't
yeah,
go according to how everybody wanted to in New York, but he wasn't completely awful last year. Like, he was
no,
a
yeah, he had some
quarterback.
over 300 yard games, and 2-3 touchdowns, and he was slinging it. The only thing I worry about is if their offensive line can hold up. They all look good, not to say that they don't, but Broderick Jones has to take another little
It's big
step up.
big step up.
Yeah, and McCormick has to take a step up as well. So, in order to do that, I mean, you still got some really good guards in Suomalo, and Frazier is a great center. I mean, like
Mhm.
great center. And then you have
He's a star of
Fotanu
West Virginia.
on that outside on the right tackle spot. So we'll see exactly how he does. Rodgers is obviously his IQ for football is you know beyond this world. He just knows how to read a defense. He knows how to play. If he can get away with something, he will.
Yeah.
And I think we all know that. So, um,
Yeah, his cadence is great. I mean, he gets defensive linemen to jump all the time.
mm-hmm.
And I like what they did with the quarterback room, bringing Mason Rudolph back. So that way Will Howard doesn't have to just be the backup right away. He can
Yeah,
kind of sit on the bench, develop, and learn. Because I think that's something that we've talked about a lot with a lot of these rookie quarterbacks is they need to sit. They need to develop, learn the game. So I really like this quarterback room.
yeah. They should be able to get some stuff done. It's tricky though. If they if that offensive line does not click sooner than later, they can find themselves in the hole very quickly. And you have somebody that needs to work. Broderick has to work on what he has to work at. Left guard, center, okay. You know what I mean? and you have an unknown at right tackle there, and it's kind of like, you know,
Well, I don't know if he's unknown. I mean, Troy Patano, he was a great pass protector at Washington. I mean, threw the ball around. It was that knee. Those injuries. He didn't get as much reps as last year, right?
well,
But I think these guys have been together for over a year now. So if they can continue to build that continuity on the line, I think they'll be fine. I don't like the depth behind them.
no, I
You know,
don't
I
either.
think you got to the only kind of known commodity you have is Andres Pete, who
Yeah,
has that guard tackle flexibility. Former Saint.
uh, former Saint. But with that, the only other thing that I see, I mean, their defense was ranked. Their defense was ranked pretty good last year. I think it was like top 3, top 5, something like that. So I mean, that kind of says what it is itself. Its power, their power ranking last year at the end of the year was like 7th or 8th,
Yeah.
and but their offense was near like 20th. So
Yeah.
that's why they got Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that's not really the reason why. They were trying to look for other options, but they need another commander over there.
Yeah. Yeah, this might be kind of like a hot take because I
Mm-hmm.
know everyone's really high on this the Steelers defense and everything. They traded for Jalen Ramsey. They signed Darius Slay. They took Derek Harmon in the first. He got an injury in the last game, but he should be okay to rock for week 1. But um, I don't know. I'm not in love with their defense. I don't know why. I don't think they're going to be a great defense this year. I don't think they're going to be the elite of the elite. Like a lot of people are spotting them to be like the best defense in the league. Don't
It's a
I don't
possibility. It is an all in, push it all in and go, because I mean that's what you need right now.
yeah, I just don't see it. Like, yeah, you got TJ Watt, phenomenal player. You got Alex Highsmith, also a great pass rusher. Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson in the middle. So I think Peyton Wilson's coming to his own. I like Patrick Queen. He was a stud at LSU. But I don't know the secondary. I mean, I love Jalen Ramsey. I think he's always been a great player, but I don't know. I feel like it's just a little bit longer in the tooth. And that Minka Fitzpatrick, I know he missed some assignments and stuff last year, but he's still a high caliber safety. Like I think they're gonna miss him a lot this season.
Yeah, they will. They definitely will. I mean, they got the people coming up. They got people coming up to take those spots. I mean, they usually have a pretty good plan when somebody leaves. So, it's hard to argue with, I guess, experience. We'll see. We'll see if they can match what they did last year. With the people that they traded away.
Yeah. Yeah,
And the only
the defense makes me weary. I don't have an exact analysis on why.
yeah.
Just call it a gut feeling, but I
Mhm.
just don't feel like it's going to be an elite of the elite defense.
All right, let's get into some predictions then. If we're gonna do that, let's call them out.
All right.
All right, all right. So, all right, let's do it. So, 2025, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Week 1, going to New York. I think they're going to have a slow start. Aaron Rodgers has not started a preseason game with them. It's a new offense. I think they're actually going to take a loss on the road against the Jets Week 1, and I think the Jets are going to take this. Week 2, the Steelers invite the Seahawks over to have a little try at it. I think they get a little bit smarter, and I think they squeak this one out. I'm going to give it to the Steelers. Week 3, the Patriots hosting the Steelers. I think the Patriots got a good look at Rodgers last year and see what he could still do. And I think Tomlin is going to go over there and they're going to take a win on the road against the Patriots. Week 4, the Steelers host the Minnesota Vikings. Okay. You got JJ McCarthy coming over. I don't think that they are ready for this defense yet. I don't think JJ McCarthy is ready for this defense yet. So I'm going to give the home team a win. Week 5 is their bye week. Week 6, the Browns going against the Steelers. I'm going to go ahead and say that the Steelers take a W here at home. The Bengals, Week 7, hosting the Steelers. I think after this 4-game win streak, the Bengals settled them down a little bit, and I'm going to take the Bengals at home. Week 8, Green Bay comes over to the Steelers. And you know what? I think the Green Bay Packers, this will be a little bit of a revenge game. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to look for a little something, and I think he might actually get it. So I'm going to take the win for the Steelers at home. Week 9, the Colts coming over to Pittsburgh. Okay, I think the Colts are going to be a little bit too over their head, and I think Steelers are going to give them a nice whooping. 6-2. Week 10, Chargers hosting the Steelers. I think this could actually be a shootout, possibly. But I'm going to go ahead and look at it, and I'm going to say that the Chargers take one at home. I'm going to give the loss to the Steelers. Week 11, the Bengals going over to Pittsburgh. Call me crazy. It's fine. But I just see the Bengals and the Steelers maybe splitting it. Some upgrades, some downgrades. So give me the Steelers at home.
Crazy.
Week 12, the Bears are hosting the Steelers. Steelers are going to come in. I think they're going to take that win. It's 8-3. Week 13, the Bills are coming over to the Steelers. I think this is where they're still hot, and I think the Bills are going to keep that hotness, and they're going to take a win on the road against the Steelers. Week 14, the Ravens hosting the Steelers. I just think that the Ravens are going to have that momentum at home. I think they're going to be on a roll themselves right there, and I think they're going to take that W against the Steelers. Week 15, the Dolphins coming into the Steelers. I think the Dolphins are not going to be looking good at this point. I think the head coach already got fired. Give me the Steelers. Week 16, the Lions are hosting the Steelers. I think Aaron Rodgers might have a couple weeks off at this point, and I think either the Lions are fighting for a position here or they're already out at this point. I'm going to take the Lions either way with this one. That's going to be a fluky game. Week 17, the Browns and the Steelers. You know what? I'm not even going to mess around with it. Just give me the Steelers. I don't think the Browns are going to have it this year. Week 18, the Ravens and the Steelers again. You know what? I'm sorry. I just see the Ravens. They're going to double team them this year. They're going to take both of them. So give me the Ravens at home. It's going to be a 10-7 team just like last year for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wow. I think this one game over Tomlin's 9-8, 500 above 500 record.
Yeah, I think they were 10-7 last year though, weren't they?
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, I'm sure, but no, I mean that's crazy. I think that early bye week is going to hurt this team.
It can. It certainly can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, let's get them out of here, and we will go to the
NFL's darlings, the Washington Commanders.
Washington Commanders, my friend. Who, by the way, you want to start it off here? Who ranked 20th overall, 14th overall, tied for 14th offense, horrific defense in the 29th, and their special teams were better than all of them put together. So they ranked like 11th in special teams, but 5th in points scored, and they had a 12-5 record. So it just goes to show
special
you
teams matter. Special teams matter.
Does.
But I know all the focus and everything's gonna be on the offense. So let's actually start on the defense.
Mm-hmm.
How much better did this defense actually get? You bring in Javon Kinlaw, came over from your New York Jets. You bring over Von Miller, came over from the Buffalo Bills, who's wearing number 24. Like, weird. Don't like it. Gives me the ick. But then you drafted Trey Amos in the second round in this year's class. You signed Will Harris, came over from New Orleans. Those are the kind of the major upgrades in terms of these starting positions that they brought over for defense. Again, like, how much better do you think this defense is actually going to be?
I think they have a little bit of not leeway, but I guess I think they stepped up a little bit by getting Trey Amos in the second. Cornerback from Mississippi. I do like that pick. He's good size. I mean, obviously he did really, really well over there. Bobby Wagner, I still like Bobby Wagner over there, and Frankie Louvu. They were really solidifying those spots, and I do think that they've upgraded. I don't think it's to the point of what the fan base thinks that it is. Javon Kinlaw was overpaid. If we're just going to be honest here, okay, he got this big contract for what? You know what I mean? If he was that big, he wouldn't even have gone to the Jets, and then when he went there, he wasn't even that good either. Okay, so The
Yeah.
49ers didn't want to pay him. The Jets gave him a small contract, and even some of the minimal work that he did in New York, he got overpaid over in Washington. So I don't see that as a huge upgrade. It is an upgrade, but I'm more excited to see Trey Amos here, to be honest, if we're going to be honest here in the secondary, and Will Harris from the New Orleans Saints. So
Yeah, I think just on your point on Kinlaw, like I would have rather seen them develop Jazon Newton, their second round pick from last year's class, develop him
mm,
more, get him
yeah,
more snaps, get him with the starters. He had an up and down rookie season, but he can be a beast, you know. So
he's a good size dude. Like
yeah,
dude, 6'2", 295, almost 300 pounds.
yeah, So I think he could be a really solid player in that middle of the defense. And Von Miller, how much does he have left in the tank? Like as a situational pass rusher,
Mhm.
great, but I mean, I'm assuming you're hoping that you're going to be up most of your games. So I don't know. This defense, there's not a lot that I love about it. I don't see it as amongst those top tier defenses.
It's flashy according to the name, Von Miller. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah.
like, is it exciting to have some jersey sales with Von Miller and Bobby Wagner? Of course it is. But like, let's be honest.
Come on,
Let's
hey, nobody's buying their jersey. Come on, you got the quarterback sensation, Jaden Daniels. There's only
somebody
fives rolling around up there.
look.
Only five.
Anybody over 40 is a defensive guy, okay, or a defensive lady, okay. So,
I don't know. I don't know,
but no,
but
of course, Jaden Daniels is an absolute stud. He's an absolute monster. So it's that's it
yeah, I
is
mean,
what it is.
let's speaking of that, let's go over the offense. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
made a bunch of improvements on the offensive line, or you hope to be improvements, right? You trade for Laramie Tunsil, came over from Houston. You draft Josh Connolly Jr., tackle out of Oregon, in the first round. You move Brandon Coleman, who played tackle for them last year, inside to guard. You sign Andrew Wiley, coming over from Kansas City. So, and then you have Tyler Biadasz, came over from Dallas last year. So, you're hoping those two tackles can kind of really solidify and raise the floor of that offensive line, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it still does look very scary, that offensive line.
Yeah. If Sam Cosmi was healthy, I think that would add another element, add another piece.
Hmm.
He'd probably start in one of the guard spots, but I mean, Sam Cosmi, the guard out of Texas, is a really good ascending player. But he's hurt. You signed George Fant as well. It's some tackle depth, but yeah, offensive line kind of scary behind the starters, right? You got to hope
I
everyone
mean,
stays healthy.
I think a change for Laramie Tunsil here is good. He's
Needed.
31. Still a good sized dude, still a good, still an animal. I think it was good to change the scenery over there. Maybe he
Yeah.
can bring a little bit to Brandon Coleman, teach him a couple different things, and you know what I'm saying. Andrew Wiley, it's not like it's not like he hasn't been around like Super Bowl contending, you
Yeah.
know, teams, and he
Solid vet
understands.
option. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Josh Connerly, let's see how he does coming out of Oregon. You know what I mean? 6'5", 315. It's your time, bud. You know what I mean? It's your time to step up, and they're trying to solidify, like you said, those two sides, and they do have a chance right now. They definitely do have a chance uh, to make some noise, getting rid of the ball quicker by getting Debo Samuel, or by running those RPOs and getting, you know what I mean, getting these things done. So maybe they understand that they don't really have that good of an offensive line. So we're going to work around that a little bit. We're going to we're getting rid of the ball quickly.
Yeah, you're going to rely a lot on Jaden Daniels. I mean, he was a rookie phenom, right? I mean,
Mhm.
he was stud at LSU, came into Washington, helped completely change that entire organization, right? Pair him, you brought over Dan Quinn, new ownership. I think that has a lot to do with it as well. It was just the perfect recipe to completely change Washington football, right? The
Yeah,
whole thing. So from new ownership, new coach, brand new quarterback, and the whole team caught fire. And really, when they beat the Bears with that Hail Mary pass, it kind of just took off from there, right?
yeah,
So that
yeah.
was
It
kind
really
of
did.
the pivot in their season. But I mean, this receiving core, it helps a lot that you bring you finally get the deal done with Terry McLaurin, right? Because you have Noah Brown, who's hurt right now, but you also bring over Debo Samuel in that trade with San Francisco. You're hoping he can kind of be a Swiss Army knife, a guy who can run the ball, be an option in the pass game, and you got Luke McCaffrey and the rookie Jalen Lane behind them. So receiving core, kind of a lot. You have two stud guys that we know what they bring, and then kind of some unknowns, some potential, right?
Yeah, it kind of scares me a little bit that they don't have that much depth.
Yeah, a
Like,
little weird, right? I mean, but
yeah,
ton of tight ends here.
yeah, no, you do. You got Ertz, John Bates, Ben Sinnott, Colson Yankoff, just and now for nothing, you got a lot of people in the running back room, the running back room intrigues me. You trade Brian Robinson
Yep.
to the 49ers. You have Austin Eckler, Bill Krosky.
You got Bill.
Bill. Yeah.
Bill.
Chris Rodriguez Jr. and Jeremy McNichols. So that's an interesting one right there. You know what I mean? It's a very, very interesting room to watch. If they can get these guys locked and loaded and understand the system that they're trying to run, I think they might have a couple tricks up their sleeves with a couple different plays, and you know what I mean. They can get away with some stuff.
Absolutely. I think every running back is going to play some snaps. I mean,
Yeah.
Jeremy McNichols played some snaps last year. Rodriguez Jr. played some snaps last year. Obviously, Austin Eckler was a big part of the passing game and run game. So, question is, how long does Austin Eckler hold on to that starting role?
Well, I think they want to see what my man Bill has. They want to understand what he has going into next year, because let's be real here. That's the only running back that's going to have a contract for next year. Everybody else's contract ends this year, at the end of this year. So they're going to want to see what this kid has. We've seen what he broke off like a 60-yard or 40-yard or 50-yard run in preseason. I get it. It's against the second or third string, but
yeah, you still want to see the vision and the burst and everything.
Yeah,
like that,
and he's fresh. He's fresh. Like, this kid.
He played one game last year?
And that was over 100 yards. He was elite in a bunch of other different leagues, and all of a sudden, but he did everything correctly. And the only reason why he didn't get to play was because of a stupid jersey change, a number change. Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like, that's
so the kid has a lot of tread left.
Yeah,
he has a lot of tread left, and he's just sitting there waiting. The kid is waiting to explode here. And he's 24 years old. He's ready to rock and roll. 5'10", 210 pounds. He's not oversized, not undersized too much, but he's a typical running back. But I think he's got a lot of tread left.
Yeah, and I like the 1-2 punch there. I do think Austin Eckler still has some value, especially in the passing game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I wouldn't put all the chips in the Bill train just yet.
Yeah,
because they want to trust their veteran that knows blocking assignments and can be an outlet for Jane Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's crazy to see Bill's rise in terms of ADP and just in fantasy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm excited to see what they could do year 2 with a brand new quarterback that seems to be doing well. Seems to have his head on straight. Doesn't seem to be going this way or that way. He knows the vision of what Dan Quinn wants to do.
Great player, great person. He's going to be elite for a long time in this league.
And with that being said, do you want to show us a great prediction?
Yep. I don't know how much Washington fans are going to love me after this.
That's right.
But here is your 2025 Washington Commanders record prediction. So week 1, you have the New York Giants visiting the Washington Commanders. I think Washington is a better team, better quarterback, so give me Washington at home. Week 2, you have the Commanders hitting the road and visiting the Green Bay Packers. I think the Packers have a lot more better defense, a lot more weapons on offense, so give me Green Bay at home. Week 3, you have the Raiders visiting the Washington Commanders. I like a lot of what the Raiders have done this offseason, but I think Jaden Daniels and company will be too much. So going to give me Washington. Week 4, you have the Commanders visiting the Atlanta Falcons. I think I would take Jaden Daniels over Michael Penix. I still think the Falcons are going to be getting some rust off and kind of figuring out their offense there. So week 5, you have the Commanders visiting the Los Angeles Chargers there. I do like a lot of what Harbaugh has done over there, so I think the Chargers are going to kind of be too much for Washington right there. So going to give me the Chargers at home. Week 6, you have the Chicago Bears visiting the Washington Commanders. Kind of that version 2 of what were that pivotal end of the season last year, where it really changed for both franchises. I still think Washington takes it here. I think it's going to take a while for Ben Johnson's offense to click over there in Chicago. Week 7, you have the first matchup. You have Commanders visiting the Dallas Cowboys. Dak's fully healthy. I think the Cowboys are going to give the Commanders a really big run. I think they're going to end up splitting this, so give me Dallas at home. Week 8, you have the Commanders visiting the Kansas City Chiefs. I just don't know if they're ready for these type of big games. I know they won quite a few playoff games last year, but going to give me the Chiefs at home. Week 9, you have the Seattle Seahawks hitting the road and visiting the Washington Commanders. Going to give me Jane Daniels and company over Sam Darnold. Week 10, you have the Detroit Lions visiting the Washington Commanders. The Lions are going to be looking for blood, looking for the revenge. I don't think they're going to get it, so going to give me Washington at home. Then week 11, you have the Commanders visiting the Miami Dolphins. We both agreed on this, so we don't know how Miami's going to be, especially this late in the season. So going to give me Washington on the road. Week 12, they have their bye week. Week 13, you had the Denver Broncos visiting the Washington Commanders. I think that defense and Bo Nix are going to be too much for Washington, so going to give me the Broncos. Week 14, you have the Commanders visiting the Minnesota Vikings. Pretty intriguing matchup here, but I think I'm going to go ahead and take the proven commodity. Give me Washington. Week 15, you have Washington visiting the New York Giants. Will we see Dart by this time? Not sure, but still going to give me Washington on the road. Week 16, you have the Philadelphia Eagles visiting the Washington Commanders. I still think Philadelphia is the better team. They believe they swept them in both matchups last year, or maybe they split it. But going to give me the Eagles. I think Jalen Hurts' company will be too much. Week 17, you have the Cowboys visiting the Commanders at home. Give me Washington. Again, I think they split that. And then week 18, you have the Commanders going to Philadelphia. So having to play the Eagles twice in 3 weeks, pretty tough. I still think the Eagles take the win. So give me Philadelphia at home. And you have the Commanders finishing with a 10-7 record.
Yeah, the last 4 games here is Giants, Eagles, Dallas, Eagles. Like that's 4. That's ridiculous.
After the bye week, I mean, you got to play Denver, you got to play Minnesota, and then all division games.
All are tough defenses after the bye week.
Yeah, so that's
Broncos, Vikings, there. Giants, and don't sleep on the Giants defense. But you know what I mean. Like I know they have the hardest schedule. I get it, but Denver,
they got dudes over there.
They do. Yeah, I think they split it last year, and then in the playoff game, the Eagles took that 3rd game of the year.
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
They messed them up. It was like 55-23 or something. They had their number.
Yeah.
It was a pretty solid one. It's but I will say this: it was it was certainly a good one to watch, right? So
absolutely.
But
great matchups.
You guys can always let us know what you guys think of what your predictions are. We post these up all the time. Trust me, not a lot of people like us so much because we always have something going on with some other team that nobody likes the take that we have, and that's okay. We got a bunch of other teams to go through too. So if you guys want to comment us, tag us, follow us, link us, go ahead, call us out. That's okay. We have no problem with it. Send us an email at topdogcoverage@gmail.com. That's TOPDAWG coverage@gmail.com. But until next time, hope everybody has a safe day, and we will see you on the flip side. Peace.